This TMC production is sponsored by Hornby magazine. See details in the description below. We sent out secret invitations to these 6 YouTubers to visit our base in North Yorkshire. Little did they know that in just a few hours they'd be competing as teams in a head-to-head race against the clock and would be challenged to build the best miniature model diorama they could, inspired by the surrounding landscape, in just 24 hours. And a heritage railway is involved too.
All aboard!
It's Team Light Blue against Team Navy Blue for the TMC YouTube Challenge. But first we need to take them somewhere, and they've got no idea where they're off to.
We literally have no idea what's going on.
None of us are particularly, speak for yourself.
Help!
Oh, hello.
I'm getting flashbacks to childhood trips to the south of France.
Howard, where are we going? That's for us to know and for you to find out.
This is well secret. Have we accidentally joined MI6 or something?
I think we have the Railway Technical Division of MI6.
Yeah. An educated man might guess the North Yorkshire Moors Railway.
Is there a...
Chris's inspired guess was correct, because for this competition we've partnered with one of the UK's leading heritage lines for a day out with a twist. Our teams will ride aboard a heritage steam train along the North Yorkshire Moors Railway between Goathland and Pickering, taking in the inspiring views of the surrounding landscape for ideas on their model builds. Accompanying us from Goathland Station is the railway's Roger Swift.
I'm the junior volunteer group leader. We have a group of 10 to 16-year-olds who come and volunteer on the railway, and they're my responsibility. I also work as a ticket inspector occasionally on the railway.
Roger prepared 15 facts about his railway that he would discreetly let slip to our YouTubing teams aboard the train, but doing so in a way that wouldn't raise any suspicion.
We actually opened officially on the 1st of May 1973, and we celebrated...
The test will see which of our contestants pay attention and those who don't. But, fun aside, the importance of those facts would become evident later in the competition. Meanwhile, TMC's DJ Williams was busy setting up our competition zone. Finally, our teams would discover the build challenge they faced ahead. YouTubers, welcome to the TMC YouTube Challenge. You have precisely 24 hours to construct a diorama based on the inspiring North Yorkshire Moors landscape. It must incorporate at least one element inspired by the North Yorkshire Moors Railway. It must also include a kit, be it a card kit or a plastic kit. You have exactly 24 hours. You have gift vouchers which are loaded with £150 to spend on our website. These gift vouchers are also available for you to purchase on our website and give to a friend, ideal as a birthday gift. The teams wasted no time in setting up. Team Light Blue took the high ground of the stage as their build zone and started planning their diorama.
Right, so that's the divide, see. So this is my side.
Yeah.
My section in the middle. Yes, that's what I'm thinking, because it's bog. So, and then we can, and all around this area, like where the books, we just get a million and one light brushes.
Okay, so materials, we need to write down what we're actually going to need.
Now, we're not completely heartless here at TMC, so we've provided the contestants with some tools. Anything that's not included, they're going to have to dip into that £150 prize.
I thought this was going to be a much bigger bucket.
Meanwhile, Team Navy Blue prioritised their online ordering first because they were worried that Team Light Blue might take all the lower priced second-hand items first.
Well, I'm just thinking, right, shaper sheet, if you do a search for that.
Shaper sheet plaster.
18 by 70, 12, 24, 36, 48.
But both teams soon discovered that sticking to their £150 budget in a rush isn't as easy as they thought.
I mean, that's quite a big thing, so there's the smaller one.
You are joking? No. Oh wait, have we've got pliers? Yeah, we've got some pliers and stuff. So we can use the pliers to spin them around the bed. That's unfair.
How much was that?
22 quid.
We've got a
baseboard assembled. We're further ahead than they are.
And Team Light Blue's diorama base assembly prompted Team Dark Blue to follow suit.
Oh yeah, I should probably make our thing.
Do you want it all taken down or just smoothed off?
I think it just wants to smooth just that bump. So it's a bit more natural.
Come back to me in about a day.
Which ones actually look like the kind of bridges that are on
Well, they've got both of those, so
we get the double track one, but you're only laying the track on one side?
yeah, it's a nice idea. Right, put that in the basket, and we can go back to it.
Because in that case, we can order that before they do, and then it's out of stock and we've got it.
Well, I've got 2 ins.
Have they? Should we buy 2? Just do it before somebody buys the products.
Order placed.
There we are. We are committed.
Cut it.
Meanwhile, Team Light Blue hatched a scheme and sent a special envoy to raid the nearby bins, foraging anything they could get their hands on.
I think it's a great idea. It's a great plan.
Our materials haven't arrived yet. I want to see what the other team's up to. I can't exactly just walk over to them in the middle of the assembly hall. Me and Peachy's going to go do this thing. Out of the bench. Quick, Scarper!
So, Chris, are you fraternising with the enemy?
Why are you here?
And so I had to remind Team Navy Blue's Chris that he too had a diorama to build.
We, despite having the upper ground here and could look over there and see what they're doing, as gentlemen respecting the game, we are keeping our attention this way. And they have the blazing disregard for all gentlemanly good conduct to come over here and observe what we're doing and then question, the audacity to question what we're doing. At this stage, there should be a penalty by you guys against them for ungentlemanly conduct.
Ungentlemanly conduct or not, Team Navy Blue, or Kirky, Iron Peach as they'd now called themselves, were formulating a plan of squiggles, which made sense to them, but it's time to discover more about their plan. So guys, have we got a plan?
Well, we certainly have. Now, from our lovely little trip down the North Yorkshire Moors Railway, my horse here quite liked the sweeping, quite tight curves that they have.
He's a fan of the curve, is he?
I like a nice bit of curvage. A nice bit of curvage.
And our Jenny was rather taken by all the heather in flower, weren't you?
Absolutely, yeah. I thought the colours were really vivid and eye-catching, and it's something that will immediately scream our trip on the railway.
So, small baseboard, what's it going to have on it?
So we start with a square, boom, boom, boom. Now, to make it a little bit more dramatic, we're going to get some bullhead on a nice sweeping curve going over the top. We are going to use, there's lots of little areas where you've got these little, what are they called? A creep. A culvert or a sheep creep. But we're going to use it for having the iron-based, iron beck that goes through. So this is quite a red colour.
Okay.
And then we're going to have a bit of a hillside up here. This is all going to get covered in a beautiful purple heather. We're going to have a few little sheepies potting around here and there. We're going to balance the whole display, we're going to put plate layers up.
Yeah. Okay.
And then here we are going to have a nice tree. There's going to be quite a range of colours, and it's going to be really quite attractive and a real reflection of what we saw today.
And what was the grand total?
We came in, I think, about 89 pence.
£149 and 11 pence.
Yeah. But Team Light Blue had different ideas. So guys, I can see you've really cracked on with the build. You are aware though, the other team has actually placed their order on the website.
Yeah, but it's a website, it's open all the time.
Okay, fair point.
We've got big plans.
What are we building? What are the big plans?
So what we've done here, as you can clearly see from this diagram, is this is a bog. This is a railway and this is a track. We've taken inspiration from the beautiful scenics of the moors, particularly want to get some heather up here and the contrasting colours.
They've followed the brief well so far.
And we were really particularly taken by the story of the way that they crossed the bog.
Okay.
And so what we want to do is the early railways being constructed and make some tiny bundles here as we're crossing the bog.
Clever.
The bog. Crossing the bog. And
the bog might bug you though.
It might well do. But what we want to do is to show that early days of the railway of being constructed across the bog and tell the story. We want to have a couple of horses and carts here to kind of show this is what you had before and this was the modern day coming. And so we've taken what we've been told on the history and combining some of the beautiful scenic aspects.
At least one sheep.
You've got to have a sheep.
And a small building here, which will probably be a dilapidated wayward station, which would now be fallen out of use with the coming of the railway.
So that'll be our kit build. We just need to work out what we're doing with that.
Yeah.
I'm impressed, but we've got to see it built. And so, as both teams retired to their cosy overnight digs, Team Light Blue now had to play catch-up to the other team and place their online order of materials just hours before their deadline. But they too faced a similar dilemma to Team Navy Blue and discovered that some serious curbing of ambition was necessary.
Which would paint anyway, but
£150 does not go far.
Until Charles hatched a scheme.
I wonder if I've got a discount code. Do you reckon that'll work? That's the last email. Ends today. Applied. 143. We can buy more stuff. It's not cheating. It's within the rules.
And not content on weaseling more out of their budget, Team Light Blue also wanted to get more out of their 24-hour time allowance, without the other team knowing. So they returned to the village hall in the middle of the night.
Any better? No. Better? Better? No.
And transformed their bare baseboard with hacked about wooden landscape terrain formers into a structure that would be ready for painting the next day.
We were told we were not allowed to go and get stuff from outside. What they never said was about taking stuff that was already in the village hall. We found these boxes. We don't know what they thought, but we found boxes.
Under the cover of darkness, much covert cutting of card and scrunching up of paper took place, and with their structure seemingly held together by masking tape, the rule-flexing team then raided the kitchen and both toilets for their paper towels, and began work on a homebrew papier-mâché landscape. But would their PVA glue dry in time for paint the next day, and would the other team notice? Day 2 and the teams were feeling upbeat, but with just 7 hours to go until the dioramas would be judged by members of the North Yorkshire Moors Railway, the pressure was on. So as orders were delivered swiftly in true TMC fashion, the teams wasted no time in using their products, until one team discovered they'd ordered a glue instead of a scenic water product. So, we have a penalty question. Okay. If you get the answer right, you get the product that you want. If you get the question wrong, it's 15 minutes time out in the sin bin. The steepest gradient on the NYMR is what in what between Groymont and Gotham stations?
1 in 4.
I distinctly remember him saying it 3 times.
Is that what we're going to go with? We're going to say 1 in 49.
Is the correct answer. With the team back on track, it was time for Team Light Blue to face a setback as we learnt of their late night shenanigans.
You know what, if we'd actually thought about this, we could have brought a lunch in here and actually had a lunch break. That would be a really, really smart idea. On the other hand, totally worth the, 3-4 hours that we put into it last night? Yeah.
By now, the Navy Blue team was charging ahead, building terrain from Woodland Scenic's polystyrene sheet and plaster bandage. Teamwork was in action, their captain Jenny working the landscape, while Craig and Chris made the smaller details.
These fence panels are pretty good. They're from, I think, the Gauge Master ones. They're okay, but they don't really have much in the way of detail. And all I'm doing is adding little lines and scores in them with a very sharp Stanley Life, and you can just see the difference between ones that have been done, ones that have had the lines put in there, ones that don't. So when you paint this up, you can get an extra layer of depth, and when you put a wash on them, the black paint will fill those tiny crevices and just catch the eye a bit more. It is very labour intensive because there's no other way to do it than with just like this. If I had a wire brush, that'd be great.
I'm working on the Wilkes kit, the plate layers hut. It's a nice little kit, and there it is, but it's been weathered up.
To improve his plate layers hut, Chris wants to make a hole in its moulded chimney, only a drill isn't provided. Time for another question.
So Chris wants to use a drill and some drill bits, and of course the drill bits are provided, but the drill isn't. So that means a question.
But I've got my hands on it.
You've got your hands on it, but it can soon be taken off. The original line opened in which year as part of George Stephenson's Whitby and Pickering Railway?
Can we confirm with this?
I'll leave you to confirm.
I'm going to say 1837. 1837. Was it 1837?
That sounds more familiar to me.
Okay. In my head, first thing that appeared in my head was 1836.
1837.
But then,
I'm going to say. What about you? Come on, tie break.
It was either 6 or 7.
I thought you said 1837, and then I think you turned around and said it was 1836.
Come on, guys, we're going to need an answer.
I'm going for 1836.
Is the correct answer.
Thank you.
You get the drill.
So with Chris able to make progress for Navy Blue's diorama, it was Tom's turn to make progress on Light Blue's diorama, who by now were starting to fall behind. But to spray paint, he was battling against the wind.
You see the horse? This is held together with spray paint.
Do you see how much paint you got on his shirt?
You've got more paint on the shirt than
he was carrying
the piece, isn't it?
That's not actually much further on from what we saw this morning.
That's because last night they cheated and started working on their ground layer first with paper mache, and they paid the price because it was still soggy. Then they had to use a hairdryer, which wasn't part of their original equipment, to dry it.
Meanwhile, over at Team Light Blue,
we've gone for period accurate sleeper spacing. We're not sure which period, but
their diorama was taking shape. Tom had constructed and painted a building, and Charles was painting small details and sheep. But Lawrie was silent. And that's because he was making bundles on which the railway was built from pieces of scenic grass tied together with strands of wire he'd stripped from one of his own tie mics, a decision he was fast beginning to regret.
This is my entire day's work. It's there. It's really depressing.
we don't even need them. It's just so he's got something to do.
But at least they were together. Members of the Navy Blue team were so confident in their build progress that they took a leisurely break outside, abandoning Craig.
It seems my team has abandoned me for little treats, but I am dedicated to my cause, and I'm going to sit here weathering my fence. Lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely. I have nobody.
With just 2 hours remaining, the pressure was really on, both teams neck and neck, focused on developing their moorland terrains.
There are 3 guesses to what I'm still doing. Is it making bundles? Yeah, it's still making bundles.
Teams, you have 1 hour remaining.
An hour? We only need 15 minutes, don't we, Craig?
15 minutes and a bottle of shandy.
There is 1 hour left and we have so much to do. We're making tufts. We didn't buy tufts because we're cheapskates and we spent the money on other stuff, so we're now making tufts. Now ideally we should have started this a long time ago because they've got to go dry so they actually stay as tufts. And I've got stuff to paint and I have rail to cut, and it's not good.
And as the teams neared completion of their terrain, ready for scatters and static grass, we noticed that one team had acquired hairspray that wasn't provided and which they were cunningly using to glue scenery on their diorama, which meant you guessed it, more time out.
This is a feta. We did nothing.
Absolute.
Hey, but look at it this way. I'm still going to beat them, even with 15 minutes.
Are you sure?
No.
They only had an extra 5 hours at night last night.
The thing was, when I found out they'd beat, they went back there after our evening meal. It's like, if they hadn't have said anything, I wouldn't have known.
Must admit, it did all like 5 hours work.
Just minutes left and Team Light Blue was steaming ahead again, until they weren't.
So, what have we learned?
We don't go to the other team and steal their hairspray.
Correct.
And we had to call time. Members of the North Yorkshire Moors Railway had to decide the winning diorama.
Okay, teams, your time is up. That's it.
Would it be Team Light Blue's interpretation of the birth of the railway? Or would it be Team Navy Blue's version of the line in its present form?
We're both very good. Both have got a lot to say about the North Yorkshire Moors.
Yeah, indeed.
If we focus on the historical one, first of all, I particularly like the hurdles wrapped in the sheep fleeces.
Yes,
and the construction aspect, together with the horse and the cart trying to cross the railway.
That's right,
on
yes.
a muddy track.
Yes.
And the river running along the bottom.
Yep.
I guess with more time the river could have been a little bit more clearly defined.
Yeah, a lot of things happening in it.
Yes.
Including the dead horse.
Yes. Yes. And the chap who's shot it.
Yes.
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 Lots of detail.
Lots and lots.
Going to the second one.
Yep.
The more modern era, they've captured very nicely the way the track is slewed across the track.
That's right, yes.
And the P-Way hut. I particularly liked the heather. I thought that second, the more modern one brings out the heather.
Yes, it brings the heather out
more
yes.
than the other one. There was an attempt with the other one.
That's right, yes.
The second one, the more modern one, brings out the heather.
Of course, the heather is the North Yorkshire Moors.
It is, yes, absolutely. So
the question, come and have a look at my model railway any time they like.
Yeah, absolutely. So the question is, John, what do we do?
There could only be one winner, which would be revealed on the pull of the curtains.
Yes, we decided.
Yeah.
We can reveal that the winner of the TMC YouTube Challenge 2024 is...
For both of us, the historical aspect of this one swung it. Thank you, everybody. I think you deserve a round.
And with that, the TMC YouTube challenge is complete. Don't forget, all the model products used are available from us at TMC at incredibly competitive prices, with thousands of pre-owned models in stock too. Join the TMC newsletter below to be informed about these, new model releases and our flash sale offers too. Just select which scale you'd like to be notified about and only receive the offers you'll like. Would you like to see us repeat the TMC YouTube challenge in 2025? Comment below and let us know, and if so, which YouTubers do you want involved?